Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for logging on to CBSDenver.com. Time for a few more minutes with our Xfinity Monday Live guest, Ryan Harris. Super Bowl. What'd you make of it?
Yeah.
And according to the good folks in Las Vegas, the Chiefs are the favorites to win Super Bowl 55. Would you agree with that assessment?
Shocker. Yeah, of course I agree with that. You know, what I loved was just seeing the resolve. You know, one of the things I tell people, look for the failure in a game. And here's Patrick Mahomes through 2 interceptions. He failed for literally 52 minutes of that game, and then all of a sudden put a magical run together to win it. So I love the failure, and I love how they came it as a team.
If you're the Broncos and you're sitting there looking at Patrick Mahomes, how do you go about trying to stop him in the coming years?
You look to create a 2-9 defense, Michael. 2 defensive linemen, Bradley Chubb and Von Miller, and then just cover everybody twice.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to create that, and Vic Fangio's got the intelligence to do so. I think we'll see it.
That may be the only way you stop the guy.
Seriously,
right?
It's unbelievable.
Take me through what the players are going through, the players on that Chiefs side who have just won the Super Bowl. How is their life about to change?
Oh, it already did massively. And that night you're in shock. You know, that night you're like, it actually happened. But then the next morning you wake up and it was like, oh, it actually happened. And then just you're a champion forever now. And for me especially, and a lot of those Chiefs players, Andy Reid included, they'd never been a champion of anything other than a division or a conference. And to be a world champion, I mean, you feel like you're a heavyweight boxer. You feel like you won the Daytona 500. All these feelings that you now believe you can relate to with all the other champions that you grew up watching, and it just keeps going. Because then there's the ring party, and then you go to the White House, and then there's, you know, I mean, right now that Kansas City chain's probably about 20 minutes away from Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So there's all kinds of fun that happens after you start winning the Super Bowl.
I think they're still partying in the Power and Light District in Kansas City right now. If I know anything about the Power and Light District, they're absolutely still partying. When you look at the Broncos, and obviously they've got the Combine coming up, followed by free agency, and then the draft here in a couple of months. Biggest offseason priority for them is what?
Offensive tackle, and they got to get a number 2 receiver who has NFL experience. You know, T. Higgins is a name that comes up at that 15th pick overall, a very exceptional receiver out of Clemson. I got the chance to cover his game when they played Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl, but you need a guy who understands how to get open in coverage to compete against the Kansas Cities, because let's not fool ourselves in thinking that it's not going to take an effort to beat the Chiefs, that you need some of those players.
Yeah, I covered T. Higgins when he was in high school. Dude was a sophomore, like going between his legs, throwing down dunks on the basketball floor.
It's unbelievable.
He is an incredible talent. Kind of like you were, right?
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, you were doing that for sure.
Now no more. Now I can't even pick up the paper.
Hey, that's going to do it for us here at the View House Centennial. Ryan, thanks, man.
Thanks
as always. Love having you on. Thank you for logging on to CBSDenver.com.